Okay, the next part of cost finding profit analysis is the make or buy decision. Okay, a lot of times when we manufacture something, there might be parts of it that we manufacture ourselves that go into our product, but maybe it might be cheaper for us to actually buy that part somewhere else. It might be more feasible for us to do that. All right, so it's imperative that we look at the cost to make it versus the cost to actually buy that part and see what's better deal for us. All right, so here's an example that I have. Let's say this part that we're considering making or buying. Now, let's say it's $4 to make it. It costs us $5 to buy it, but then we also have to take into consideration any fixed costs that are out there. All right. So let's say there's it's 100,000 units. 100,000 units is what we typically make. So 100,000 times 4 would be 400,000 if we were to make it. It costs us $5 to purchase it, so that would be 500,000 if we were to buy it. Now, buying is the same thing as outsourcing, right? So this is what this is looking at. We're looking at either making it or outsourcing it, meaning buying it from another manufacturer. All right, our fixed costs, when we make this, our fixed costs are $200,000. Now, if we buy this, these costs are fixed, okay? Some of them may be avoidable, but some of them aren't avoidable, okay? Those that aren't avoidable in my scenario is going to be $150,000 worth. So even if we buy this, there's $150,000 worth of fixed costs that aren't avoidable. Those costs might be such things as rent on the plant, depreciation, taxes, things like that. They're still going to be incurred because we still have this plant, okay? But there are some that might be avoidable, okay? There might be some machinery that we won't be using anymore. Maybe we'll be getting rid of it. So there might be some depreciation or something that could be eliminated, all right? So anyway, if we make it, our fixed costs are $200,000. If we buy it, we still have $150,000. So now here are our true costs. So in this scenario, we would still make it. It's cheaper for us to make it. It's only $600,000 versus buying would be $650,000. Now, if these costs went down to, let's say, $90,000, then this would be $590,000, and it would be better for us to make it. All right. Now, since there's opportunity cost is something else that we need to take a look at. Let me write that down here. Okay, opportunity costs. So let's say that if we buy this part from a third party, if we outsource this, then it frees up some of our space of our plant. And let's say we're going to lease that out to somebody, okay? And let's use this as an example. Let's say that we can lease it out at $70,000, okay? Well, if we make it, then that's the opportunity cost. We would lose, if we make it, we're going to be using that space. So we would lose that $70,000 of lease revenue. So the opportunity cost then would be $70,000 right here. So then, if we manufacture, these are our costs. The variable costs, the fixed costs, plus our lost profit from renting out the space of $70,000. Compared to if we buy it, it would be $650,000. So in this scenario now, if there is an opportunity cost, and if it were $70,000, then the better thing for us to do would be to buy, because we can buy it for $650,000, and then what will happen is we'll rent out the space for $70,000. Okay? All right. So that's the make or buy decision. You need to make sure that you're looking at the relevant costs. When you're looking at the problems, always make sure you're looking at the relevant costs, the costs that are changing between decisions, whether we're making or buying. They're the costs that change. That's what's important. All right? Thanks, class.